My name's Skylar, and today we'll be chatting with the Jacksons.
Good night. My name is Kaden. We be chatting with the Jacksons.
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day we bread, forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Send a shout out to the Jacksons family. And I'm telling you, better days coming. So just hold on. Yeah, man. Better days coming, no need for worry. Life too short, you need for glory. Jesus Christ, me give the glory for my testimony. Better days coming, no need for worry. Life too short, you need for glory. Jesus Christ, me give the glory. I'm a testimony. Tune into the Jackson every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. US time.
A pleasant good night to everyone. Thank you for joining Chat with the Jacksons on another Tuesday night. We, as always, want to take the opportunity to welcome you all. I know that, we know that you could be doing so many other things, but each and every Tuesday night you have obliged us with your time, and for that we say thank you. Tonight we're going to be continuing our topic from 2 weeks ago, and that topic is, how do you know when your relationship is over? So sit back and chat with the Jacksons.
Good night, God, beautiful children. It's another Tuesday, and what we do on Tuesday is have a chat with you. We, as my wife said, we are truly happy that you decided to stop by to spend some time, a little time with us. We never take it lightly. We always appreciate your presence. We know that you could have gone to other sites. You could be doing other things with your time, but you decide to spend some time with us, and for that we are grateful. I want to welcome you, and before we get started, I want to tell my wife how beautiful she is looking today.
Thank you.
I know that you're looking better than you're feeling, but we know that you love Chat with the Jacksons so much, so you will not miss it 2 weeks in a row. I was thinking that maybe I have to go solo tonight, but God answers prayer, and you are here with us tonight, and we are eternally grateful for you and the job that you have been doing for Chat with the Jackson and the wonderful wife that you have been. I know it takes a lot to put up with me.
Ooh, Lord.
So when you put up with me, I know that there must be something good about you.
Well, thank you.
Amen.
I deserve a purse for that.
Okay. So let's welcome, before we get started tonight, we will welcome Kayla Coons. That is our daughter, one of our daughter. Good to have you with us tonight. We want to welcome Tava Jonah. That's our engineer, Mr. Ora McKinnon. And maybe you don't have the knock of it, but they're different in the sound tonight, and I'm hearing it. You don't have your headset on, so you're not hearing it. And we want to say thank you to Mr. Oral McKinnon. And I don't care what nobody says, I will put him up against any engineer in the world. One time I used to say in Linstead, now I start to say in Jamaica, and now the level that he have taken us, I said I'll put him up against anyone in the world. I know exactly what he's saying now that I'm trying to buffer him so he might be lighten me. But he's a rough engineer, but he's the best. Sister Vernalyn King Smith, good to have you with us, my sister, and brother Danville Owell from the Danville Owell from the American Gospel Show. We encourage you to join Brother Danville every Thursday at 8 p.m. and every well, let him speak for him.
And now,
This is Fitzroy Jackson
And I am Susan Jackson.
from Chat with the Jacksons, and I'm locked into the Jamaican Gospel Show with Brother Danville Hall. Keep it locked, don't touch the dial. Okay, so when you're calling us on Thursdays and Sundays and we can't find us, we are locked into the American Gospel Show. And Brother Danville, I think, is one of the best DJ ever. And I think he's up for some award. Maybe later on, we're going to ask him to pin the voting. How can we vote for Brother Danville? And so he will come home with that trophy sometime in June from Georgia. So we want you to sit back, relax. I don't know why I always say that every week. You're going to sit back, relax, and get to work. So if you just joined us and you're wondering what we will be talking about tonight we will be concluding this part of how do you know when your relationship is over. And a lot of people ask me why we come up with these topics. If it's because I'm seeing some signs in my relationship that is getting to zero. But my answer always be I don't want to wait until it gets to zero
Are you seeing signs?
before. And that's why I said I don't want to wait until I start to see sign before we button up and try and get on the right page. But no, I'm not seeing no sign. Are you seeing signs?
No.
Let me think. Let me think about that one.
No.
Okay.
But at the same time, like you said, we shouldn't become complacent. And there are times when, you get very comfortable in your marriage that you pretty much become so complacent. The things that you once did or used to do, you no longer doing it. It's null and void. And that's a clear indicator that you need to shape up. When I say you, I mean we. We're not talking about, you in particular. I'm just talking about relationships in general, in particular marriage relationship, while you were dating or the onset of dating, the pursuit was strong, and the dating was strong and all of that was strong. And then after marriage, then everything ceases. And I think that marriage is when it's supposed to be up and running, not to say that, there aren't seasons in your marriage or in a marriage, but at the same time, your spouse, God first and your spouse second at all times. And a lot of times we tend to put God first and then our spouse last. We put everybody else before our spouse. And, that's, your spouse do feel some type of way. You may vocalize it from time to time and it falls on deaf ears. But then after a while, talking about it and it's not being reciprocated, then you stop talking about it. And then that's where the marriage starts to die.
Okay. And a good point. But I would encourage you. Well, I know what you're gonna say, but I think when you get into marriage, marriage is for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer,
And
in
while that
sickness,
may be true,
in sickness.
I'm interjecting, while that may be true, that's not a reason for anyone in a marriage to start to become complacent, pretty much. It's like a routine day in and day out. You get up, you go to work, you come home, and you do the housework, you tend to the kids, and that's pretty much it. There's no date nights, there's no going out to dinner, there's no vacation, there's nothing. So, you're just going through the motions, so to speak, in the marriage. You may not be saying anything anymore to your spouse. Not that you don't love your spouse, but constantly talking about the things that needs to be done in your marriage in order to keep the flame burning, nothing is being done. So you pretty much are two people existing in a marriage.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And you have said a mouthful as I was in the middle of
I'm
my.
sorry.
That's
To put
okay.
that in.
But what I was saying that as we said, marriage is for a lifetime. It's an ongoing thing, and I'm hearing too often that people say that what, I'm tired of talking. I'm just done. When you are tired of talking and you're done, that's when you're saying that this marriage is over.
Pretty much.
Right. So because you finish, you stop talking. You have to remember that your partner, you're two different individuals.
I hear that all
And
the time, but that's no reason for your partner not to play their role in a marriage.
and I agree.
Yes, it's two different people that have come together in marriage, right? And I often hear people say, well, I wasn't raised like that. And, you know, come on, marriage is a learning process.
Right.
So if you weren't used to, or the previous people that you dated, you weren't used to going out all the time or whatever the case may be, that should not bring over into your marriage. Your wife or your husband is on a different level. You should go pretty much to the ends of the hurt if needs be to satisfy your partner.
Right. And while I agree with you, going to the end of the earth might mean that, listen, I have to put up with my husband's shortcoming. I talked to him about this last night. I talked to him about it night before last night, and I have to talk tonight again. If we want our marriage to work, we cannot. We cannot say that, what, me done talking.
But
And
come on, it's not fair for someone or one party to keep talking about the same thing over and over and over. It's like you have a child that keeps doing something that you keep telling them not to do. As a parent, you get to a point where it's either you're going to chastise that child or something has got to give. It's not fair for that spouse to be constantly talking about the same thing over and over. After a while, that spouse is just not going to be talking anymore.
well, I could understand what you're saying, right? But after, I think we might talk one time too much, then the next thing, instead of us shutting down, the next thing I would say, what next? Is it time now to go see a counselor? Is it time to go see an elder? Is it time to take this? Because we cannot do this on our own.
But come on, if I'm talking 6, 7 times about the same thing, us going to counseling or to a minister, what is that gonna solve? What would you tell that?
You know,
What would you tell that counselor is the problem then?
no. Well, when you go to a counselor, and that's why it's called a counselor,
I
they are
understand that.
trained. They are trained in that field,
I fully
and there are
understand that.
times that I myself have gone to, gone counseling. I know you asked me when I was getting married,
Yeah.
and that counselor will say something to me that I'm hearing every day, but the way they say it, the way they bring it over to you, it's in a different light.
Oh, so
You know, they are
we need to
trained.
make an appointment.
They are trained. They are trained to get in the back of your brain and turn things around
Yeah, so
in
why
a
we have
positive
to
way.
get that to that level?
If that's a level, I see Mr. Carter asks, at what point would you consider it done? Right? We can't look because your husband leave the shoes in the middle because all right, let me get personal now. Because your husband don't arrange the studio, don't put things up properly in the studio.
Listen,
you gonna
I'm off limits with that.
you gonna say, you know what, I'm done with this.
Well,
I
well. I'm not saying I'm done with the relationship. I'm done with organizing the studio.
Right.
So that's on you now.
Right, well, I think you should teach your husband how to organize the studio, and then anyway, let's
Yeah. Get off of that right now,
let's
please.
slide up let's slide up to the soapbox.
Yes, slide very fast.
Brother Danville said marriage is an ongoing thing, and that's the point I was making. It's an ongoing thing, always improving, not the other way around. You know, it's something that it's an ongoing thing, and you're always improving on it. How can I get it better? We can't get in the middle of a marriage and say, you know what, me shut down. You know?
Stick a pin right there. Mr. Carter said something that's very, very interesting. And he said, in most cases, the husband object in seeing professional help. And I can attest to that. Can you?
Yes, because
Okay.
sometimes it's the other part that need the counseling, you know. Sometimes it's not really you need the counseling, you know.
Oh, I know it's not me.
Okay. And Mr. Carter said, as you said, about Mr. Carter, it's Mr. Carter's birthday,
Oh, yes. Happy birthday, Mr.
and
Carter.
we are celebrating with him. Later on in the program, we're gonna have a little something that we would love for you to do with us. So stay with us, and later on in the program, we want to surprise him. But he also said, if happiness takes a permanent leave in the marriage, and that's powerful. I think that's one of my points tonight. If happiness takes a permanent leave in the marriage, it makes no sense to continue the relationship because it becomes toxic, and it just don't worth the while.
I agree because
And I don't agree. I don't agree. And I'll say why. Tell me why you agree, and I'll tell you why I don't agree.
in as much as happiness begins with you, you have to be happy with yourself in order to feel happiness or feel happy with someone else. And if I'm in a marriage where I don't feel that I'm happy, and I'm telling you the reasons why I don't feel happy, and you pretty much dismisses it, then that's a reason for the marriage to, eventually the marriage is gonna be in problems.
Okay, and I'll tell you why I don't agree. and I think that I hear this too often. Let's let me tell you what I hear too often after we welcome Sister Nicole Reed. We want to welcome Danica Brown, and we want to welcome our sister Portia Chin. Good to have you with us tonight. Okay, why I don't agree. You see, if happiness takes a permanent leave in the marriage, it is my duty to bring back that happiness, right? We can't say no because happiness disappear. Then the next thing gonna happen behind it is for us to walk out right behind happiness.
Well,
I
happiness is
think
already gone.
I think we should do everything possible to hold that relationship together.
But if
Right.
happiness is not there, how are you
You
gonna?
bring it back. Instead of I say happiness is not here. You know, I was at 90% last week. This week I'm at 75%. And because I'm at 75%, I'm gone. No, 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 no. What we need to do is try and build on it. Try and build on it and try bring it back. You know, I think too often we just said, listen, this now go my way, so it's the I way.
But while I agree with you that it needs to be brought back, what if you have a spouse that you're vocalizing this to your spouse each and every day how you feel, and your spouse is not trying to hear what you're saying? Then how is the happiness going to be brought back?
That's what I just okay. That's the point. If you're doing it your way and it's not working, then just try another way. You know,
Meaning,
if you keep doing the same thing the same way, we will get the same result.
and
So
and
every now and then we need to spice it up a little. You just spice it up a little and change it around. Now he's not listening to me. You know what? I'm gonna I think your mother, my mother maybe be the best person. I'm gonna have a talk with your mother and let we all have a talk. I'm gonna have a talk with your father. I'm gonna have a talk with your pastor. I'm gonna have a talk with somebody. I'm not saying that you should just go and talk to just any and anybody, but you find someone who you can confide in, and then you have a talk with that person. But just don't throw in your relationship just like that. And I want to welcome Sister CC Forbes. Good to have you with us tonight, my sister, Sister Lydian McKinnon. And just in case you don't know who is Sister Lydian, that is Brother Oral McKinnon. And just in case you don't know who is Oral, Oral is Portia's brother. And just in case you don't know who Portia is, that's our engineer.
oh my goodness. Okay, I
Um,
think they got it now.
You got it now, right? Let's welcome Sister Christine Simmet. Good to have you with us tonight. And we also want to welcome Brother Ice Dragon. Enough love and blessings to you also, Brother Ice Dragon. Thanks for joining us. Whatever platform you are watching or listening to us from, we want to welcome you. If you're on YouTube, we welcome you and if you're on TikTok, we welcome you on TikTok. If you're on Facebook, we welcome you. If you're on our radio app, that's Zeno.fm, Chat with the Jacksons, we welcome you over there. And I'm getting a few complaints from the radio app that they're sending in comments and we're not getting to it. But as I encourage or on the radio, send it on the WhatsApp. Send it on the WhatsApp and then we will get it over to you. We want to say good night to Sister Arlene Bailey. Good to have you with us. And Sister Verna Graham Robinson. Good to have you with us and tonight. So I score that point. You agree with me that we cannot just give up just so easily on our marriage.
It's not
Marriage, we need to get back to it. I remember that, like, my mom and my dad were married for years upon years, and it was joy. And even when, whatever, I never hear nobody say them leaving. But in today's society, as soon as I leave my shoe in the in what you call it, in the hallway, even when if I've gone out, I have to say, did I leave my shoe? Did I take up my shoe? My wife might be gone, but the shoe left in the hallway, and she might be gone for that. I think no, honestly, I think we right, sister Latilia K.
Oh Lord.
I think we just give up too easily on our relationship. Sister Christine Smith, blessings to you, Mr. and Mrs. Jackson, and all the viewers. Good night. Mr. Carter says, just like car, trucks, etc., go beyond repair. So does marriage as
And
well.
I agree.
Guys, listen to your partner.
I agree.
And
a
I
million
agree.
percent.
Agree.
And
Listen,
that's the problem. You're not listening.
Not just-
when I say
not
you,
just
I'm not
list.
talking about you specifically. I'm just talking in general.
Okay.
A lot of times we say things, our body language says things, our approach to things is screaming, listen to me, but it goes on deaf ears. And then when you completely shut down, that's when you now want to find a resolution. But by then it's too late, because you have been verbalizing this for the longest time. You have tried every possible way to get your spouse's attention on how you're feeling about whatever it is that's not making your spouse happy, but it falls on deaf ears. So now when your spouse has reached his or her limit and,
so
decides to pack it in, that's when that other spouse now wants to do the work.
let's welcome Brother Dwayne Brown and all. That's my Saturday morning crew here on YouTube tonight, and we want to welcome them. They are with Deacon Guthrie and Minister what's the minister? Okay, her name is not coming back to me now. Somebody will remind me of her name. About Deacon Guthrie and
It will come back to
yeah,
you.
my brain just go up and down sometime. Okay, so you might be wondering, or you might just join us, and you might be wondering, what are we talking about tonight? What is our topic? And our topic is part 2 of how do you know when your relationship is over? Thank you, Brother Ice Dragon. That's Minister Whitaker. I know that you're gonna be upset that I can't remember. Lashonda Whitaker. You're gonna upset that I don't remember her
Why
name.
be upset?
All right. That's thank you, Sister CC Forbes, that Minister Lashonda Whitaker and Deacon Guthrie. Good to have you with us. How do you know when the relationship is over? And I think maybe next week, if we continue, we will talk about what to do when the relationship is over. So that's why tonight we want to bridge it.
What is there to do when it's over?
No, well,
it's over.
Sometimes women think different from men. Sometimes a man have to hit.
Obviously, that's
Sometimes a
true.
man have to hit rock bottom. When is it you get the best date? Now, when I'm in the doghouse,
And it shouldn't have to be
It
that
shouldn't
way.
have to be, but
it should not have
that's
to.
how a man behave when he hit the rock bottom. I said, she really gone?
And when I take my keys and I leave the house, then you wonder why.
No, I never wonder when you leave the house. I wonder when you say you're not coming back. I don't mind you leaving and going shopping and whatever, you know. But my problem is when they say you're not coming back, right? So so this is it. We want to catch the relationship before it's over. But what I'm hearing tonight is that you are saying that too quick you want to give up, and you cannot give
That's
up.
not what I'm saying.
So when you
I
say you
am
shut
saying
down,
when you have reached your boiling point, right? I mean, a person can vocalize something but so long or so many times. It's like it falls on deaf ears. It's as a matter of fact, it's a form of it is disrespectful, actually. It's very disrespectful when you're
sometime
trying to convey something to your spouse, and they're not even taking the initiative to try to hear what you're saying.
sometimes it's not disrespect. Take it from, and I think I told you this before, that men and women, and I know you're gonna say it, but we are wired differently. You might look as a disrespect, but I think a better word to use is that we become complacent.
Complacent and
Right, and we become
disrespectful.
complacent, and sometimes too is because of the sisters, because of our partner, why we become complacent.
They want to do
Because
tell.
okay, thanks for asking. There are times that men, and I hope we're not spilling tonight. There are times that men will not go so far, but because the partner allow them to go so far. You understand? And I
Elaborate
think
more.
I think I tell you this before, that there are times that women can lead a man,
But how?
but there are times that they draw back, and I'm not talking in whatever, because we do know that the Bible says the man is the head of the house. We know all of that, but a woman is powerful.
Well, while we know all of that, it takes a lot of time, energy, resources, patience, everything. First of all, as a woman, right, our plate is always full and overflowing, right? You have the work, you work outside of the home, you have the kids to take care of, you work inside of the home. Your mind is constantly going. Even in sleep, you're worrying about this, that, and the third. A lot of times, you may wake up in the middle of the night and your brain is just racing because it cannot shut down, because you're thinking about a million things. And on top of that, to have a spouse that's not being the spouse that he or she should be, in terms of taking the time to listen, right? Taking the time to really communicate, taking the time to make your spouse, well, let me speak from a woman's point of view, taking the time to make your wife feel wanted, appreciated, right? And what some men fail to realize, or some husbands fail to realize, is that your wife is getting all this attention on the outside and thinking, this is the attention I'm supposed to be getting from my husband, and that makes your wife feel some type of way. And husbands need to be very, very careful when it comes to that. So it's not a matter of and like you said, the wife should elevate the husband. While that is true, it works both ways.
I don't know why you always say that. Let's
But
welcome.
it does. It
let's
does
welcome.
work both ways. So I should be elevating you all the time. And where does that leave me?
Let's welcome Sister Barbara Johnson from the Barbara Johnson Show. It's on at every noon, Wednesdays at noon, and Saturdays at 9 a.m. We encourage you to join Sister Barbara Johnson and GGFM, and she's on Facebook also. If you want the word, if you want prayer, and if you want the music, that's the place to be every Saturday at Sister Barbara Johnson's show. Let's welcome Sister Andrea White. Brother Keith All, good to see you, my brother. Um, okay,
Yeah, so
let's
as I was saying, where
Mhm.
does that leave me? If I'm constantly the one elevating you, don't you think
No,
I
no, no.
need
Of
elevating as
course,
well?
of course, and we need to get this, and that a relationship is a two-way
Yeah,
street.
but why did you
It's a,
say, "Oh, I know you were going to say, but yes, like you said, it's a two-way street. So just as how, you know, it's your duty, it's your responsibility as my husband to put me on a pedestal, it's
Mhm.
also my responsibility to do the same pertaining to you.
And I agree. I agree. A relationship is a two-way street. There's no way that you can have it on a one-way street. It will not work. While we give and we take, it's a two-way street in a relationship.
But what if one
Then,
person is constantly giving and giving and the other one is not
then,
trying to
then that tell me that something is wrong in the relationship. If one person is giving and giving and giving in the relationship, something is wrong. We need to get counseling. And I think what happened in a relationship, we take too long. We always, I can fix it. And we don't want nobody to know our business. And we don't want this and whatever. I'm not saying open up to everybody. But when you see problem coming in your relationship, find someone that you can confide in. Both party is comfortable with that person, and have a talk with that person.
okay, so you mentioned counseling before and you mentioned pastor, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
What if you have mentioned that to your spouse and your spouse doesn't want to is not open to counseling or seeing a pastor or talking to a third party then that's going to be neutral in the situation, then what?
Well, if while you were talking, I'm thinking that sometimes these signs are there. Sometimes we have to look out for the red flags, and these signs are there before. You know that this man is a hard-headed man. You know that this man is not
We're
someone
not
who will.
talking
Hold on,
about
I'm getting somewhere.
so that's a justification
No, no,
to
no. But
continue.
I didn't answer yet.
Okay,
I didn't
continue
answer
because
yet.
I know where you're going with that.
You
But
tell me where I'm
continue.
going.
Okay.
Right? You know that this man is hard headed. You know that this man will not go to counseling. But because we say we're so in love, we see all of these red flags, and we jump in it and think that a marriage is gonna change a man. A marriage don't change nobody. You understand? We should become better after marriage, but don't go in it expect to change him. Look for the changes before. Look and tell him, say, listen, you see this? Before I said I do to you, you need to change these things. And we have to see changes not just from your lips, but from your heart. So so there are times that we know that this man, all right, we know that this man is a gallus. And we go and we said nothing changed about him. And you married a gallus. And next week you want to have a big problem because with him, when him telling him going out and whatever, that's the same person you married. So
So
there are a lot of things that we need to do before we said I do.
so what if some of the signs that you see after you get married, you didn't see those signs before you get married, because that's possible. There's
Yes.
a lot of times people go into marriages and what they're seeing after they got married, they never saw that prior to getting married. So I don't think that's a fair statement to
Let me,
make.
let me tell you why I think it's a fair statement.
No, it's not a fair
Because
statement.
I could look at who I'm gonna, but I could look at you before I get married, and I said, okay, you know, she might turn at 45 degrees in this direction. But the person that I've seen in you, I know that, okay, if she turned 45 degrees, then I could get her to go to counseling, to talk to somebody, and she will turn back. There must be
That's
something
an
that you see.
assumption. That's an
No, there must
assumption.
be something that you can look into your partner. You can look into your partner and said, I was talking to somebody today and I was telling that, you know what? I think because we put sex and whatever over everything. As soon as we get in a relationship, it's about sex and whatever. And it's
Yeah,
good sex.
no, 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 no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold on.
no.
And the good sex gonna keep you in that relationship and whatever. So because of nothing else, you go and marry just for the sex.
No,
Which we
no,
do it back way.
I beg to differ, because you may see it that way from a man's perspective, but that's not necessarily the case from a woman's perspective, right? That's pretty much like secondary.
What like secondary?
Sex is secondary
Sex
when
should
it
be
comes to a
sex should
woman,
sex should be
in my opinion.
sex should be secondary.
But men put it on the forefront.
Okay, Sister Cece said, wonderful topic here tonight. Juicy, remember the vows, which is very important. You must remember your vows. You cannot walk away just for any and everything. Remember your vows. Marriage
Well,
takes work.
the other person needs to remember the vows, because the other person is the one that's not trying to do right in the marriage.
Right. She said married takes work, not just from one point, but by both parties.
Exactly.
And both parties put in the full 100 and it will work. She said she hear both sides
But
of
if
it.
one person
Okay.
is putting in all the work, then what is the point of staying in that
But
marriage?
that's what I just said a while ago. Something is wrong if one person putting in all the work. If one person putting in all the work, then that relationship doomed to fail. Why are we gonna jump into a relationship that that is just one-sided? That's not a relationship. That's not a marriage.
You didn't go you didn't go into the marriage with the intention of it being one-sided. After you're in the marriage and you start to see a different side of your spouse, then you start to question yourself. But what I'm saying is that during dating and all of that, everything was fine. The spouse, that particular person that you chose to marry, gave you his or her undivided attention. And after marriage, that person pretty much just became a homebody. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to go anywhere. You mentioned vacation, and oh my God, that's like a curse word. And so many other things so many other things that you used to do in the relationship is null and void. Then what do you expect? What do you expect that person, that other spouse, to do, and how do you expect that spouse to feel?
That's not a point. I know you're gonna say, but that's not a point for you to vacate your marriage. That's not the point. The Bible tells us it's one reason that we can divorce our spouse. So that's why I say again, and I go back and I say that we now have to know what we are doing before we jump into a relationship. Let's see what Sister Arlene said, because Sister Arlene take some of my thunder here tonight. She said, one should not leave a marriage for any petty things or things that can be worked out. And this is the point that I was saying to you.
Continue reading, because
I'm going to continue.
The only thing she said.
That's not the only thing, but let's dissect it and let's take our time, right? And I'm saying
while I agree with you, just don't leave for any petty thing.
Right.
Get to the root of what she really said.
No. And that's a point of what she said, and I'm gonna go and dissect it piece by piece, right? She says one should not leave a marriage for petty things or things that can be worked out, or there we go again, or we need to seek some good counseling and get some help. However, don't stay in a loveless, abusive, dead um then controlling marriage, right? When you no longer want to see your spouse. Okay, and this is one of my point that I have to deal with tonight. When you no longer want to see your spouse.
No. Get before,
When your spouse
before that no longer want to see your spouse. She said when the relationship, there's no love that
loveless,
isn't,
I did say that.
and it's abusive and
Right.
it's dead and it's controlling. What is the point of me continuing in that marriage?
Right, but if you go back and listen what she said, let's stay in context what she said. She said after we do all that we can do, all that we are supposed to do, and nothing change, nothing getting better, and we exhaust every avenue that we can and nothing getting better, then this is the time now, after counseling, after pastor, after your mother, after your father, after the dog them, and the rat and cat, and nothing getting better. You realize that you went to the bottom of the barrel and pick up Fitzroy.
Well, I'm not promising.
And you have to go
I'm
swim.
going
You have to go
all
swim.
other-
You have to go swim and bring me back down at the bottom of the barrel. Right? And she
I'm
said,
not promise I'm going to that extreme.
when you no longer want to see your spouse, let's stop right there for a minute. Because that's a good point. When you're in a relationship and you no longer want to see your spouse, at that point, we should tell ourselves that, listen, we need help.
What help do I need at that point? If there's nothing left
You keep
in
going. You
me,
keep going to say nothing left in you.
I don't even
But-
want to see you. So what is the point of me going to talk to anyone? It's over. It's done.
Okay. You see, we're gonna come down because I think brother Gallimore touched the point right there. It said now I no longer want to see your spouse. It's over. When you don't want to go home.
Ah.
Okay. Oh, so let's pause right there. So all them time that when you after work, when you say, you know what, I don't really want to come home now. I just want to go and paint the city red for a while.
Because you're getting on my nerves.
Oh, no, me get it. Thank you, Sister Arlene. Then that she said, then it's over. When you can't talk anymore, and I think this is a strong point that we need to work on. We have some male, and it's gonna surprise you that I'm saying this. You have some male that want to bully down their partner.
That's surprising. That's facts.
I know it's facts, but maybe you think that I wouldn't say that because you only think I think that men is always right. But I'm not saying
No.
that. I'm
Men
saying
are
that.
far from always being right.
No, I know that, but I think maybe you might be saying that. But there are sometimes you have some women who can't have a say in their house. And you know what we do? We use the Bible. We come back with the Bible. Oh, man is the head of the house. The Bible says woman must learn in silence and whatever. We always go out of context.
Right.
We always go out of context with the Bible, right?
A lot
Because
of times,
you
a lot of
two,
people go out of
you two become one flesh. So you got to work together as one. If it come down to the bottom line that who's supposed to score the goal, well, it's the man who have to kick the ball in the goal. But it's a teamwork.
Yeah, I agree that it's a teamwork.
And if it's a teamwork, it don't really matter who. Even though he kick it in the goal, it still don't matter. Because you know what? When you play basketball, even if you sit on the bench for the whole season and your team win, you still get a trophy, you still get a ring.
Yeah, but that's a team. We're talking about
But
two people in
two
this
is a team.
Yeah, but also it differs slightly in the sense that
Show me how.
a basketball team, right? you may have one person that sat on the sideline the entire season, but yet they're a part of the team, and yet they will, be in the whatever the team accomplished, they're a part of it.
Exactly.
In a marriage, it's two people, right? That yes, we're a team as well. But
Right.
if one person is doing all the work and the other one is sitting on the sideline, that's not a team.
No, I'm not
It's
talking. I'm
not.
not talking about that type of team. I'm talking about a team that put in the effort, put in the work. Because even though you're on the bench, sometime even though you're on the bench, you're putting in the work.
I
Because you're not
understand
cheering me on and whatever. You're putting in the work. Everybody have their own position there, right? Everybody have their own position to play, and we must play our position.
But what if your partner is not playing their position? Then what?
Then it tells us that we have to all right, we have to now get help for our partner. And I said earlier that we take too long sometimes. Sometimes you wait until you're exhausted till you know what, me give up. I didn't even know that you have a problem with it. But every time you just put the pan cover over it, and I do the same thing tomorrow. You put the pan cover over it, and when the pan explode and you're gone.
But come
And
on.
I said, there are
There
times that
is
we need
no
to talk.
two people that's in a relationship and you don't see signs of stuff that's going on
We
or
can
whatever.
see signs, but sometimes the sign that you're seeing and the way that, because maybe I might do something and it annoy you, but I find it funny and it annoy you, but you still smile. And I
Oh,
come
you
back
think I'm
tomorrow.
smiling.
Right. I think you're smiling, so I come back tomorrow and do the same thing. And it annoy you some more. And I come back again and again. There comes a time that, we need to sit down and say, listen now, something is wrong. Here, Brother Keith is saying, yes, something is wrong here. We need to fix it. We need to talk. I don't know about you, but when my parents tell me, say, we need to talk, I'm always scared.
So what about, okay, we need to talk, and then one spouse is doing all the talking and the other one is not doing any talking at all. Then what is the point of having a conversation?
Because sometimes you have to know your partner. Not everybody is talkative. And not because
Jay,
the
that makes no
person
sense.
no.
That makes no
not
sense.
because a person
Come on now.
might talk.
That
You might talk
person
to.
may want that person chooses who they want to talk to, because that spouse could talk until the cows come home to every and anybody. But when it comes to talking to the spouse, there's no communication.
Okay. Sister Christine
Before
says
you answer that,
okay.
before you read what she said,
Uh-huh.
answer what I just said.
All right. You say that you might talk till a cow comes home. Right. Well, you have to see some signs. You can know your husband or you could know your wife. And it might not be someone who shows a lot of emotions or whatever. But you're not saying that the person don't hear or whatever. If you don't see those signs, if you not see no sign. But some people some females want when they come in and scream. They expect the
We're not
husband.
talking about.
Hold on. Expect the
I'm
husband to
talking
scream
about-
back. I could answer
That's
you.
not what I'm talking about. I am saying to you, in black and white, let's say I say to you, we need to talk, right?
Right.
And I'm the one that's doing all the talking and you're not talking one way or another. What is the point of that relationship continuing? When you know your spouse is the talkative type, your spouse will talk to the whole free world and give
Right.
advice and all of that. But when it comes to having a conversation with your spouse, it's null and void.
Okay. All right. Well, I agree. I agree with you. It cannot be null and void. It cannot be null and void. But it also cannot be that you want to answer the way that you want me to answer you.
No. We're not
Okay.
talking about,
Yeah, we must.
I'm talking about you voicing your opinion on whatever the situation is, whatever the conversation is about. You giving your input
Right.
to the conversation.
Okay. All right. Stay right there. Let's take our first break. You hold me so long. We're gone over an hour without a break. We will take a 1 minute break, and want to stay with us. When you come back, we have something to say to Mr. Denrick Carter. He don't know what we are gonna say, but we want you to be a part of it. Stay with us, and we will be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Is this the life you've planned for me? Is this the way you want me to be? Baba, you have shown me who I will be. But is this the path? Is this the path home? You've shown your love when you died for me. You've given your life so I could be free. Imela about Jesus, Lord, I don't deserve you. Yes, Jesus, I'm before your throne. Oh Lord, yes, Jesus, help me not to stray. Yes, Jesus, yes, Jesus, I belong to you. What would I do without you? Where would I be without you? Yes, Jesus, I give you all my praise. Yes, Jesus, Baba, I bow before you,
Okay. Thanks for staying with us. That was Babo by Daniel Simmet Tyndale from out of St. Elizabeth. That's one artist that we manage from Jamaica. That was original. Pretty soon she will be coming out with her second song. We want you to continue to support this young sister. Okay, brother Dwayne Brown says, and tell me if you agree with brother Dwayne Brown while you get up back here live. Brother Dwayne Brown says that deception is real and it happens on both sides. Do you agree?
Of course.
Oh, okay, happen on both sides. That's why we put God first in all things. And that is my point. We are saying to you, when we put God first, All of these little trivial things that we are fighting about, God will take care of it because we put him first. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
But God
And
gives you the
all
intellect as well to decipher right from wrong.
Agree.
As well. God gives you the intellect to know that you're not supposed to be accepting something that's not beneficial to you.
Agree. But let's continue. Let's continue with what brother Brown says. He says, okay, and both sides. While we put God first in all things, because we jump into and this is the point. Thank you very much, brother Brown. We jump, and I keep saying this to a lot of sisters. You jump into
Men too.
well,
Men too.
you don't know what he's saying because it's
You keep saying talking about the sisters. You
Okay,
don't think
all
men
right.
jump into
yeah. Well,
to marriages
we
too?
do that. We okay. Well, the point, I don't want to. You're flapping my show. Sometimes some sisters, just listen to some sweet talk and sweet dressing of some brother, and fall right into it. And when they marry this person, they said, what is? It's just pure ox. It's just clothes. It's just talk.
A lot of men
Right?
do too.
And we don't get to know the person. We just jump into them and then blame. Then then after we jump into it, we start blame God. Father, what is your sin come to me? Father, I pray, but we didn't even fast. We didn't even wait upon God. We just pray for God to send us a man. And the first brother come along, we grab him on him because he handsome.
But it works for men
Tell-
too.
tell me
It goes both
Tell-
ways.
tell
Jay.
me the truth.
It goes both ways.
Tell me the truth. Yeah, hold on for me because I'm handsome, not true?
Don't start with me tonight. Because trust and believe, you don't want me to answer that.
Brother Brown said, great topic for carnal and spiritual mind. Exactly. Okay, brother Ice Dragon said, key point, put God first. Pray, then pray some more, and then pray some more again. Get counseling. God give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Amen. So, of course, abusive marriage, whether physical, mental, verbal, or spiritual, we have to deal with it. You understand? If it's abusive relation, we're not talking about abusive. I'm not encouraging no one. I mean, I say if you get the first lick, if you leave, I mean, I encourage nobody if you lick nobody.
Say what now?
I'm not saying if you get the first lick, if you leave, but I'm not encourage somebody to stay in an abusive relationship. You understand? I'm not the type of person to
Lord
break
have
up.
mercy.
That's gonna be your decision. But if it's my sister or my daughter, I wonder if my son-in-laws, I wonder if any of my son-in-laws are listening.
Stop right there. Because it shouldn't matter if it's your sister, your daughter, whatever.
No. I will tell my
A
daughter.
husband should not put their hand on their wife.
And I say that.
So what are you talking about? The first hit.
Well, I say that when you can make a mistake, and a woman also hit man too, But it's not my duty. All right, let me be straight to you. Let me be straight to you. Let me be straight to you.
Come off of that
Let me straight to you. We have 2 daughters, and both of them married. And any of the husband them put them on half time on them will come right back home. You notice that we never give up the room them. The room they stay away for them. They're coming right back home after. But if it's somebody else's daughter, I will not tell somebody to leave. You understand? That's gonna be their decision. I will encourage them and I'll show them the danger that they are in, and I'll show them the danger they can get themselves in. But it's gonna be their decision to leave. I'm not gonna go there and tell somebody to leave because you get a liquor too. Okay. Okay, Sister Christine, let's go back to Sister Christine Simmet. She said, my view is not that you give up your marriage easily, but if you are in a relationship and the abuse is more than you can handle, it's best for you to leave before it costs your life.
I agree.
You want to jump on that?
I agree. Yeah, because it's either your life is going to be taken or you're going to take that person's life. So before all of that happens, yeah, walk away. And we don't want to make the topic focus on abuse, but seeing that we touch on it, at no point at all should any woman or any man for that matter accept any type of
Anything.
abuse,
Okay.
especially physical abuse.
Tell me if you are with brother Ice Dragon tonight. He said, don't stay there expecting the person to change instantly. However, there are issues in marriage that we can work out.
Work through, and while I agree with that there are issues that you could work through in your marriage, there also are issues that you cannot work through, and it's pointless staying in that marriage saying
Tell
to
me
yourself,
tell me one issue that we cannot work through.
well, we can't work through abuse. That is,
You can make, because I know men used to hit and they stop hit. If you
Well-
can't afford to take couple hits, then you could stay. No, I'm telling you. Because all right. Can I shock you?
First of all, God didn't put me on this earth for no man to put his hand on me.
But God also said that you cannot divorce the man because
First
if
of all,
it's you.
God didn't put me on this earth for no man to hit me.
But
so the minute you put your hand on me, we're done.
But-
Completely done.
But he also
done,
but he,
and done.
But he also
and done.
But he all
There's no buts. We're done.
okay. You said there's
Done.
no but. Okay, so move on.
Move on. Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's come down to Mr. Carter. Did you say happy birthday to Mr. Carter?
I did.
Okay. And I'm gonna put something up. Well, I have to get it over on YouTube. That's when I press the wrong button. That I just put something in the comments there that that's not for me. That Mr. Carter's birthday. Mr. Carter have a project in Jamaica that he works on. He helped the community real well. He's purchasing a lawnmower, the one that you drive. So we are asking you to assist in this endeavor to help Mr. Carter. I spoke with him. He said, "Look, he don't want no birthday present." So I said, all right, I'm going to suggest that we do something for him different. So if you want to assist in this endeavor to help Mr. Carter help his community, he's a community person, then that's the Zelle there, and you could Zelle it to Jennifer Fullerton. If it's $5, he will appreciate it. If it's $10 or $1, Zelle it to Mrs. Fullerton, and she will get it over to Mr. Carter so they can get that push more. And that will assist them in their community. It's a teamwork. Chat with Jackson is a teamwork, and teamwork will make the dream work. Okay. All right. So, Sister Portia said now, one of the reasons you know that the relationship is over is when you don't get butterflies in the stomach.
Girl,
When you see
you got that right.
when you see or think of that person, the love gone.
Gone.
What is butterfly? What is butterfly? What is butterfly in stomach? So me never
if
get that.
only you know, men don't get that. Women do.
Oh, men don't get butterfly. So are you saying that my relationship never started because I never get butterfly?
Well,
Or
I don't
butterfly
know
for
your
going in my
feels.
stomach?
Come on, is it? Anyway, we'll talk about that after the show.
Okay, Mr. Let me read from another
Oy.
let me read from something else because I don't want to miss we have 9 more minutes and I don't want to miss.
Mr. Gallimore said, Mr. Jackson, would you allow a man to hit your daughter and tell her to stay in it?
But I guess Brother Gallimore didn't hear what I say. I said if the man even lift his hand, we have the rooms upstairs and they're coming. My daughters are coming back home. I guess maybe he typed that before I say that. Because I don't believe in my daughters. I didn't give you a punching. And a matter of fact, my son-in-law would know that because, we have that talk before. So they would know that the hitting thing is coming back home. You understand? And if she wants to stay in it, she going to stay, but I'm coming for her. So the hitting thing, me not in that. Right.
So,
Let's welcome Sister Jennifer Campbell. Welcome to the platform, Sister Campbell. Did we miss any?
Mr. Lennox.
What is what? That miss?
Nothing.
That's
Mr.
Mr.
He
Anglin.
said, good night, Miss Jackson, Mr. Jackson, and all who are in the house. Bless the Lord. Good night, Mr. Anglin.
Good night, Brother Andre Revelation. Good to have you with us, my brother. Okay, what is Brother Gallimore says? What did Brother Gallimore say?
That's why you need to spend time to take to know the lady or the gentleman who you're getting married to before you do it. And also, it's best when you're married to a safe person, somebody who you go visit the church and know that person is not playing games. See them behind church doors and see how they are, because you have too much wolf in sheep clothing, some pretender until they get what they want, then they show you who they are. And that's very true. And even though you may find a lot of people that say that they're Christians and in the church, you'd be very surprised in how they treat their spouse. So I don't necessarily believe that because you're in the church, that, everything is peachy in a relationship. Sometimes you have some people in the church and they're worse than the ones as a partner. They're worse than the ones, than a person that's not in the church.
Okay, Sister Christine Simit said, it's not everything that glitter is gold. And that really tricked me. Because when I look at you, to me say that glitter, I thought you were gold.
I'm more than gold, baby. I'm diamond.
Not everything that glitter is gold. Some are sheep in wolf clothing. So we have to be very careful. Must not too quick to give in. And I couldn't agree with you more, Sister Simit. Let's welcome Sister Mary Stanford.
Alexa.
If you love the person, it can. And I agree with you. Sister Mary said, if you love the person, but it depends. It depends. I know my engineer always said that's my favorite word. I haven't used it in a while, so I could borrow it tonight. Because you could love somebody and you stay with them and you always ask you, why are you with this person? That person keep eating up on you. Oh, because I love him.
That's not no love.
Oh, I stay for the kids.
That person has been so controlled, and that person's self-esteem is so down in the tubes that
Yeah, but
You
if both
know,
of you love each other, both of you can work. Instead of you want to just run away so fast, both of you can
where
work through
where
this.
where would love be in a relationship that's abusive?
I'm not saying that both of you might be abusing each other.
No, no, no. What if
Uh,
one person is abusing,
when I say
you know,
abusing, I mean uh, a
you're the
one
abuser and you're abusing me?
one hit.
Yeah.
So you're gonna move for one hit.
What, you don't know that already.
I may think about you. So, don't try it.
Don't even think it.
Oh, Jesus, help me. Okay. We get to Portia say? Yeah, we get to Portia say. Um. Okay, brother Keith all said, wife need a man like me. Love, love, love. Say that again, brother all.
Wow.
Real talk. Amen. Sister
Very
Andrea
confident
said,
man.
real talk. Amen.
Oh my goodness. But the
Okay.
bottom line is we need to, well, actually, first and foremost, communication is key.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that has been, that word has been from the onset of Chat with the Jacksons. And it's very unfortunate that sometimes we have to hit rock bottom, so to speak, in order to get our relationships to a place where it's we actually like our spouses, right?
Mm.
Or we actually want our relationships to work. These days, there's very little communication. And I say that because we tend to occupy our time with social media. Social media is playing a big part in our relationships. We find that our spouses, our children, everybody is so attached to um, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Twitter, well, not Twitter anymore, X, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Instagram, whatever platform it is, we're so engrossed and so attached to those type of platforms that our relationships take a back seat, and that is so sad. And we're gonna have a nation pretty much where we're living in the same household, and we don't even know what's going on with each other. We don't know what's going on with our children. We
Mm.
don't know what's going on with our family on a whole.
Wow.
And that's very sad. We have to get to a point where you set aside 2 days, 3 days to just really reconnect with your partner,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Reconnect with your children. Just reconnect on a whole before it gets to the point where you no longer know who you're dealing with, who you're living with, because by that time you become strangers.
But a lot of people living with strangers, Tell me if you agree. Sister CC Forbes, listen to what she said. You know what I appreciate the topic you both pick, and at the end of the fiery conversation, you both can laugh. It doesn't affect your relationship, and I know it does. It don't. And Sister Cece, and a lot of people appreciate you. A lot of people say that to us, and people even say you're gonna use this platform and mess up your relationship. But honestly, when we close down the studio on Tuesday night, well, I come back in because I have to practice and in class. But I don't think my wife come back in here, and we don't discuss it, and we don't plan ahead. She don't know what I'm gonna say. She don't see my notes. I don't see her notes, and but we don't make this. Sometimes I might, say, okay, that's the way you think, and so forth. But we all do it in good spirit.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, for me personally, I'm just gonna be a bit transparent. I speak my mind. I don't, whatever I say, it's not. And some people may say, "Oh, that's how she feels about her husband," and it has been said. But at the end of the day,
Sorry.
at the end of the day, I'm not a malicious person.
No, you're not.
I love my husband to the ends of the earth.
Oh,
And
so sweet.
I am a no nonsense person. I don't let anybody take a liberty with my husband. But nevertheless, we agree to disagree. We do communicate, and we have issues in our marriage just like the next person. But, I know what makes him tick. He knows what makes me tick. And we try to, most times,
try not to make it a
most
TikTok.
occasions-
Try not to make it a TikTok. I know what you make you tick. You stay there. You know what make I tick? Shall we just go tick, 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 not TikTok.
Maybe I'm not feeling well.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's all about communicating. It's all about coming together at the end of the day to make your marriage work, because marriages are failing left, right, and center,
Amen.
right? So yeah, so this platform is beneficial to not just our viewers, but to us as well.
Well, what I was about to say, I will keep it back because as you know, I start writing my book, and part of this will be in the book. How we met and all of that,
So don't
and
give away anything right
I'm
now.
not giving away nothing. The rock that we went through, the better person I become because of you, and I say thank you, Annie.
Aw.
Mwah.
And likewise, because we both have issues, we both have flaws, we're not perfect beings. We're a work in progress, and if you're willing to take the initiative to work on yourself first, because you have to work on yourself first before you can expect um the next person to benefit from you, right? Because we go into relationships with all these expectations, and a lot of times we go into marriages with expectations based on the media, based on what we see on TV and whatever, and that's not reality.
Amen.
And everybody's marriage is different. I'm not going to base my marriage on my neighbor's marriage
Right.
or my friend's marriage or whatever the case may be. Mine is mine, right? And I deal with my issues the way I see fit.
Amen. We want to welcome Sister Izzy Thomas. Sister Izzy on the beat. We encourage you to join Sister Izzy. As many times, I think Sister Izzy is on all over the place almost every day. Follow her on YouTube. Follow her on Facebook and on her app. That's Sister Izzy Thomas. Follow her. I love to see it. Do it again.
You may catch my cold.
Let me catch your cold. Let me catch your cold.
I have very bad
This is for you, Sister Simit. Wow. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Sister Novelet Gardner, good to see you on tonight. And no, I think I see you have a new album or something gonna drop. Let's talk about it sometime. Sister, and there we go again. I just put the cash up again for the lawnmower to assist in Jamaica. And that's it. The Jennifer Campbell Zell to 9544645 6235. And if you miss it and you want to be a part of it, you could get in touch with me, and I'll get in touch with Mr. Carter. I will make sure they have that lawnmower in Jamaica. Okay, I think that's where we through one you start comparing. That's true, Sister Cece. When you start comparing that when problem arise. Feel better, Sister Jackson.
Thank you.
And I pray that I didn't catch your cold by kissing you. Are you coughing at me? Okay, I'm going to let you go now. Sorry to keep you so long, honey. And thanks, audience, for being with us tonight. Thanks for putting up with us. Just pray for us. Maybe next week we won't be as crazy as this week.
Oh, yeah, right.
But maybe next week we are looking at if just maybe we can bridge the gap after things get bad, or what to do when.
No, I don't think we should even venture there because it. Anyway.
You don't even know what I was gonna say.
Okay, go ahead.
What to do when the love is missing in the bedroom?
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
Let us know what you think about it for next week. Thanks for staying with us. My name remains Fitzroy Jackson.
And I'm Susan Jackson.
And we are Chat with the
the
Jackson. We said, peace out. We love you, but God loves you best.
Is this the life you've planned for me? Is this the way you want me to be? Baba, you have shown me who I will be. But is this the path? Is this the path? Oh, you've shown your love when you died for me. You've given your life so I could be free. Oh, Imela Abba Jesus, Lord.
Alamo said, make sure you take good care of her and get her some cough drops.